Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Think Future podcast. I'm your host, Chris Kalabukas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. Now, I have to say one thing. Before I kick right into the show. So the question is, are you stressed? Are you worried? Are you down? Are you feeling the weight of the world upon you? Are you feeling pressure? Like, understandable. This modern world is lots of reasons why you might be feeling pressure. But the reality is that we human beings, we haven't really evolved from the time that we were wandering around the savannas, right? I mean, we've basically taken cave people and we moved them into this modern world. And a lot of the stresses of cave people times we still have today. So all these things around us are stressing us to get to that meeting on time, to respond to that email, to get in our car and drive to work. All of these things are stressing us out. And the one thing that I find really interesting about all of these things that are stressing us out is that none of these things are real. Nothing is real. And you're probably saying to yourself, Chris, what the hell are you talking about? All this stuff around me is real. In fact, just a couple episodes ago, you were talking about how human beings invented all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, human beings invented all this stuff. But if you think about it for 1 second, everything around us is not really real, especially when it comes to time. Time is not real. And you think to yourself, what are you talking about? What do you mean time is not real? I'll say, well, you know that 2 o'clock meeting that you have, the 2 o'clock Pacific meeting that you have? You say, yeah. Well, 2 o'clock isn't real. It was invented. A human being, a human mind invented the concept of 2 o'clock. You're like, no. I say, yeah. A human mind invented the concept of 2 o'clock. So what day? What day of the week is that meeting on? What's on Thursday? And I'm like, oh, Thursday, huh? Did you know that Thursday was also an invention? Thursday as a day was an invention. Days are not invented. Days are, rotations of the earth. So a day is a real thing. Night is a real thing. Summer, winter, fall, those are real things. Those are all real things. But a day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, weekdays, weekends, those are not real things. Those were invented by humans. In fact, prior to railroads, there was no such thing as the same time everywhere. Because if it wasn't for railroads, nobody would have even come up with time zones, right? And at times, time in various places around the world was different. Like 2 o'clock here was maybe like 2:15, 5 miles down the road, or 2 o'clock down the road, or 5 o'clock down the road. Like every local area had a different time. So until the railroads happened, and until we needed to try and figure out how to get railroads, trains to come out on time, time itself wasn't real. It didn't exist. And you're probably thinking to yourself, so? And I said, yeah, well, we've constructed this thing. We've constructed this world for ourselves because we need to communicate with other people in the world. That's the reason why 2 p.m. on a Thursday was invented. 2 p.m. on a Thursday was invented because we needed to know when this train was coming in and when we had to be at the station to get on that train. So if you think about it, we are a slave to our own invention when it comes to time. And the only time we are not a slave to our own invention when it comes to time, you can almost sense it sometimes when you go on vacation. You know how sometimes when you go on vacation and you completely forget what day it is, what time it is, whether it's a weekday, it's a weekend, you just disconnect from the world completely, from the human world completely. And you go, whoa, what's going on here? I don't even know what day it is anymore. And some people will go, oh, it's a terrible thing. I can't handle that lack of control. And other people go, hey, that's actually pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. I've actually gotten back in touch with the natural world, the world of reality. Because that is the world of reality. The world of reality is the fact that there is no such thing as Thursday. There is no such thing as 2 p.m. There is no such thing as a weekday. There is no such thing as a weekend. All of these things are figments of human imagination that we've just come up with. So if you think about it, maybe if we could spend more time freeing ourselves up from this time-based thing, then maybe we might be able to be more innovative. Maybe we'll be more creative. Maybe we'll be more open to new ideas if we could just step out of this human-created world just for a little bit and let our minds roam a little freer. Go beyond the fake reality that we've created for ourselves and reconnect ourselves with real reality. Why do you think, I mean, studies have shown that if you take somebody and you put them in a natural environment and have them walk around a little bit, they'll actually feel way better once they've come back. Human beings need to get in touch with that natural environment. We need to disconnect from the human world every now and then. I'm not saying all the time, every now and then, so that we can feel what true reality is like. That's it for me for today. See you next time. And until then, don't forget to think future.